So I'm taking some time out right now from everything, and I just wanted to make a quick video on racism and how it's perpetuated in the UK in a form of gaslighting, and it goes from the bottom to the top. And so I'm not going to make this too much about my personal experiences, because actually what's come out of all of this, for me anyways, is that I didn't deal with any of my experiences, and that was why I now have to take a break from everything, including social media and whatever. So I don't really know what's happened in the news lately, or even if what I'm saying has been addressed, because I just haven't been checking it. So for me it was all triggered by there was an ex-colleague on Facebook who, round about the time that Black Lives Matter started up, posted up some really racist stuff. It started off lightly racist about you black people have a victim mentality kind of a thing, and then went into the hardcore kind of fake news. There's more black millionaires. The damage that has happened to the UK under the name of multiculturalism kind of stuff. And it was really interesting for me, was because then I read something afterwards else about gaslighting, and I then made the connection that you are simultaneously telling me that you're not racist and it's not a problem in the UK, while also being incredibly racist. So that helped me understand that, and how that's happened to me kind of throughout my life, of undermining racist experiences, whether that be if it happened at an old workplace and my manager would underplay it, like it wasn't as bad as it was. And then that night Boris Johnson went on the television and addressed all of the protesters, predominantly the thuggery, which was such a minute, I was a part of such an amazing, peaceful show of unity in Glasgow, and where there was the police were there, everything was just lovely. And then he, of course, decided to delve in the absolute minority of some water bottles being thrown at some cops, or it could have been worse. I don't know. I haven't checked up, but yeah. And then he also, in his language, he was saying that we were protesting something about something so far and distant, about one man. Like, why do we care? Completely missing the point, and removing the validity of our feelings, or not even feelings. We're kind of playing into it there, from our actual experiences. He's calling our experiences feelings, and really, that's gaslighting. And also the whole fact that he would undermine such a huge movement, because basically it's really inconvenient for him to acknowledge institutional racism in the UK, is also a form of racism, right? Like, I'm sure if they were protesting about, I don't know, I don't think many protests get acknowledged, but it's very expensive for them to acknowledge institutional racism. It needs to have a lot of things need to be addressed with it. It's expensive to address it within the police force, but really, I mean, I don't understand how you can look at all the figures, all of the statistics of hate crimes, of how much more likely we are to experience racist experiences from the cops, and just going back, the amount of evidence that has been circulating of police saying and doing horrible racist things. So it's hard to ignore that, but it's expensive for them to acknowledge it. So all I really want to say is that if you have been feeling like you've been torn in two places, between being not heard and also maybe feeling like people, that you might even for a second buy into the fact that your experiences weren't as bad as everyone is, as you feel they were, that someone is trying to undermine your experience of racism. It really happened. We've all had them, and I'm with you. And just, you got to stay true to yourself and just kind of stay strong to the bullshit. So cheers, guys.